Yeah, welcome back again on my channels. On this tutorial, we'll be learning how to cut a simple basic bodice. So that is the tutorial for today. And thank you guys. All thanks to all my subscribers. I thank you guys. So please, if today is your first time of coming into my channels, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channels and hit the notification button so that whenever I upload new videos, you will get notified. So thank you so much for joining me. On this tutorial, I'll be using this pattern paper to draft our basic bodice. So let's get started. Then the measurement we'll be working on today, we'll have measurements of bust 36. We'll have the bust point 10.5, 10.5. Then the under bust measurement is 13.5 stroke 30 inches for the round under bust. Then I have the waist measurement of 30 inches waist measurement. Then my shoulder to waist measurement we'll be working on today is 15 inches. And the shoulder measurement is 14 inches shoulder measurement. So without wasting much of our time, let's get started. So the first thing I will do right now, I'll go ahead and mark out my shoulder to waist measurement. So from here I'll be using this line as my shoulder line. I've already marked out my shoulder line. It will serve as my starting point. So I'll go ahead and place my ruler. This is for the first basic bodice in sewing. So for beginners, for anybody. So here I'll place my tape here on this my shoulder line, which will serve as my starting point. So I'll place it and get my shoulder to waist measurement. And my shoulder to waist measurement is 15 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark out my 15 inches plus my sewing allowance. So here I have my 15 inches here. So I'll go ahead and add extra 1 inch of sewing allowance. So here I have it. So this is my 1 inch. So as you can see, this is my shoulder to waist. This is the waist measurement, then this is sewing allowance. So the next thing I will do right now is input my shoulder measurement. Like I said, my shoulder measurement is 14 inches. So I'll go ahead right now and place my 14 inches divided by 2. You will have 7 inches. So I'll go ahead and add extra ½ inch for sewing allowance. So here on this shoulder line, I will mark out my shoulder measurement. So on this shoulder measurement now, I'll come down by ½ inch. You can come down by 1 inch, but I normally come down by ½ inch. So on that ½ inch, you mark out your armhole measurement. So the armhole measurement I'll be using 7.5 for my armhole measurement. So but there is a formula for getting the armhole measurement. You can divide your bust circumference, divide by 6 plus extra 1.5 inches. You add extra 1.5 inches to get your armhole measurement. But on this one, or you can as well divide your shoulder measurement by 2. Then you will insert your armhole measurement. So here I'll be using 7.5. So this is for my, so this is 7.5 for my armhole. So I'll go ahead and connect it here. So this is for my armhole measurement. So right now, the next thing I will do right now, I'll go ahead and insert the neckline I'll be working on today. So depending on your choice, the neckline you you want, but there is a standard neck measurement, which is 3 inches width and 3 inches depth. So here, so I'll be using that standard shoulder measurement. So now I'll go ahead and input my the standard neck measurement. So I'll be using 3 inches width. So this is my 3 inches width here. You'll mark it here. Then for the this is for I'm working this one is for the front bodies. So after I will use to cut out the back bodies. So here I will also insert the 3 inches for the depth, neck depth. This depends on your choice, your preference, the kind of neckline or design you are working on. It's not necessary you must use, but this one is for standard. So, but you can decide to make it 4 inches or 4.5 or 5 inches width, depending on the type of neckline you are working on, or the depth. You can go as low as 4, 5, 6, and 7 or 8 inches depth. So everything depends on the design you are working on. So now go ahead and connect it this way. So this is for my front neckline. So the next thing I will do right now is to connect the shoulder slant. I will be connecting from here, from my neck, from this neck width. I will connect my shoulder slant. So this is it. This is my shoulder slant. You can see I've connected it to this place. So now, so having done that now, the next thing I will do right now is to go ahead and get my armhole curve. So from here, from this 1/2 inch shoulder slant, I will measure everything I have here. I have 7.5. So 7.5 divided by 2, that will give me 3.7. So you can do this way to measure to be accurate. So you fold it this way. That is 7.7. So you will mark your 7.7 here. So this is it. So from this line, this is for the front armhole, you will come in by 1/2 inch or 0.7, depending on your preference. So having done that now, go ahead and connect the armhole. So I will make a curve like this. So from here, I will connect it to this place. So this is it. So the next thing I will do right now, I will be marking out my bust measurement. So the bust measurement here, I have 36. So 36 divided by 4. Remember, whenever you are cutting a fabric, you always fold your fabric will always be on fold. Make sure always make sure your fabric is on fold. So this is a pattern paper, that is why I didn't fold it, but when I'm transferring it on my fabric, I will place my fabric on fold. So right now the bust measurement is 36 inches. 36 divided by 4 will give us, so 36 divided by 4 will have 9 inches. So this is my 9 inches here. So having done that now, go ahead and connect this armhole to this my 9 inches. So I will do this way. I'll go ahead and connect it this way. So this is what I have here. This is for the front armhole and this is for the back armhole. So the next thing I will do right now is to input our dart measurement, and the dart we use our bust span to get the dart. So the bust span for this measurement. So the nipple to nipple measurement for this particular measurement is 7 inches. So 7 divided by 2 will give us 3.5. So I'll go ahead and mark. I'll go ahead and add extra 1/2 inch, making 4 inches. So before we do that, let's quickly get our bust point measurement, and the bust point measurement is 10.5. is 10.5 inches. So here I'll be marking out the 10.5. So this is the 10.5. So on this 10.5 inch, I'll go ahead and input the bust span measurement this way. So I'm marking out the bust span from the nipple to from the bust point down to the waistline. So this is what I have here. So having done this now, the next thing I will do right now, from here I'll be marking out half inch on both sides. So you mark out your half inch out and half an inch in. So you connect it to the bust point this way. So this is it. This is for the dart. So this is what we have here. This is our dart. So the next thing right now is to input our horizontal measurement. Here on these bodies, you can decide to add your under bust measurement here. You can decide to add the under bust, or you can as well decide to leave it this way. So now we have gotten our bust measurement. So the waist measurement we're working on is 30 inches. So this particular tutorial, the under bust measurement and the waist measurement, they are all the same, 30 inches. So what I will do right now, I'll go ahead and mark 30 inches divided by 4 will give us 7.5. So here you mark out your 7.5. So remember this 7.5, remember this 1 inch cut out will be, or 1 inch that we use to hold the dart, you transfer it here. So I'll be transferring this 1 inch here, so this way. So I will bring it down again. So I'll be marking it. So this is the normal, the basic body. So the next thing we'll do right now is to input our sewing allowance. So sewing allowance depend on your choice. You can decide to use 1 inch or 1.5, depends. So on this tutorial I'll be using 1 inch of sewing allowance, but you can decide, if you're a beginner, you can decide to add 1.5 inch allowance, so that by the time you finish, so you won't be shortage of fabric for shaping and all that. So but for this tutorial I'll be using 1 inch of sewing allowance just for this tutorial. Okay, so the sewing allowance depends on your preference and how you sew. Okay, we are done with the marking of these basic bodies, but I want to do one thing right now. So I want to insert the back neckline, because I'll be using this front to cut out the back neckline. I'll be using this front to cut out. So for the back neckline, I'll be using 2 inches, or you can use 1.5. So let me use 1.5 for this particular tutorial. I'll be using 1.5 inch for the back depth neckline. So I'll go ahead and connect it, because I'll use it to cut out the back. I'll be using the front to trace the. So this is for the back neckline, and this is for the front neckline. This armhole is for the back armhole. This one that come in is for the front armhole. So this is the basic bodies. Remember, whenever you are cutting on fabric, you have to always fold your fabric, place it on fold. So this is for shoulder to waist measurement. If you are cutting for a blouse, you can extend it. There's no need of, you won't cut from here, so you always extend to your desired blouse length or top length. Maybe you want to use 20 inches or 24, or whatever blouse length you want to work on. So from your shoulder, this is shoulder to waist plus extra 1 inch of joining allowance. So but you can as well extend it to your desired top length or a dress length. But for this particular tutorial I'm making, this one I'll be joining a peplum. You can join it to a peplum or a skirt for a dress. So this is it for this tutorial. So what I will do right now, I'll go ahead and cut it out, so that I'll use it to cut out the back bodies. Okay, so what I will do first, I'll go ahead and cut out. So this is it. I'll be cutting out. So after cutting here out, you first of all cut out the back armhole. So I'll first of all cut out the back armhole because I'll be using this front to cut out the back pattern. So for this, I'll be cutting out the back armhole first. So this is what I have here. Okay, so you go ahead and cut out the shoulder slant. This is the shoulder slant. Then I'll first of all cut out the back neckline. This is for the back neckline. Remember, this is for the back neckline and this is for the front neckline. So now I will use this. I'll be placing it here so that I'll be able to cut out our back pattern. Okay guys, you're welcome back. So right now, as you can see, I'm done cutting out the front bodice. So as you can see, I've placed it on another paper so that I'll be able to cut out our back bodice. So here, this is what I have here. This is for the front. I've placed it here, as you can see here. This one is for the front. So here I have my zipper allowance. Here I have my 1.5 inch of zipper allowance here. So I have my 1.5 inch. So here, so as you can see, I'll be tracing out this neckline. I'll go ahead and trace it out. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. I'll be tracing all this block. I'll trace it out. All the lines on it, I'll be tracing it out. So like this. Let's cut out the front, the back neckline. Remember, I cut it out on the front, so I'll be using it to trace it on the back paper. So this is it. So I'll be tracing it like this. I'll go ahead and cut it out first. So this is for the shoulder slant. Remember, I cut the front armhole first. That is what I did here. So after cutting it out, before I will trace the front armhole. So now I'm cutting out I'm tracing it out. So I'll go ahead. This is for the back armhole. I'm cutting the back armhole right now. So yeah, so this is what it is. So we are done cutting out. So I can go ahead and trace the front armhole. So I can as well trace the front armhole, the front neckline. So this is for the front neckline. So I'll just go ahead and trace it out, the front neckline. So this is it. As you can see, I have my front neckline and the back neckline. So the next thing I will do right now, so let me go ahead and trace the front armhole. So I'll go ahead and trace the front armhole. Okay, I'm done tracing the front armhole. So the next thing I will do right now, I will input the back dart. So we'll go ahead and insert our dart for the back. So we are done with the front. So now for the back dart, I'll be marking 9 inches. The standard is 9 inches from the shoulders to 9 inches. That's where my back dart will stop or start from. So here I'll be inputting the bust span measurement, what I use in front. I use 4 inch, remember, so I'll go ahead and mark it. So this is for the back dart. So here, so on this now I'll be going in one half an inch in and out as well, just like we did while cutting the front. So this is not a bust here, this is a normal basic block or basic bodice. So this is for the back part. So now the next thing I will do right now, I will come up here by half an inch. I'll be coming up here by half an inch or 3/4. So here, but let me come up by half an inch. So like this. So from this half an inch, I'll be connecting it to the. I'll go ahead and connect it to this seam allowance. This is so that we know after joining it, you won't have a bulge. Like, sometimes when a person is busty, after cutting, you find out that you cut the shoulder to waist equal. After sewing, you find out that the back joining of the garment or the dress is down, while the front is normal where you measured it. So this is the reason for that. You have to reduce um, the back body. Sometimes it depends on the person's measurement. Sometimes you sew it's normal. Sometimes you also sew you find out that the back is dropping. This always happens for some people that have a big bust and maybe big tummy. So if those people they are plus size, maybe big bust and with big tummy, you can maybe come up by 1 inch. But this for this particular one, I'm using half an inch. So having done that now, the next thing I will do right now, so I will measure from this neckline. From this neckline now, I will measure it to this half an inch. What I have here, I will divide it by 2. You can see I have 13.5. So I'll go ahead and divide it by 2. I'll mark the midpoint. So this is the midpoint. So having done that, on that midpoint I got, so this is the midpoint from here, from the shoulder line to the half an inch that I came up, I got 13.5. So I'll go ahead and divide it by 2. I got this midpoint. So on this midpoint now, what I will do right now, I'll come in by half an inch. I will come in by half an inch. So when you come in by half an inch, this is to enable you whenever you fix your zip, it will relax. Sometimes when you finish fixing zip, you find out that there's some bug is there's some excess fabric is bugging out. So this is the reason for that. So I'll go ahead and make a curve. I'll use my curve, or you can use a straight line. You see, so you place it like this as well and connect. You can use your free hand to do this, or you can as well use a straight ruler. When you do this way, so when you get here, you decide to curve it so that you see. So it's not necessary you must have all this cutting this thing before you can be able to do all this. So right now we are done with the back bodies for this tutorial. So the next thing I will do right now, go ahead and cut it out. So I will start from here. We cut, this is the half an inch, so I will be cutting it. So from here now, I'll go ahead and cut out, as you can see. So this is what I have here for the back. This is what I have for the back. Our basic bodice is ready. So guys, this is it. So this is for the front and this is for the back. This is the back bodice, the basic block or the basic bodice. So this is for the back, while this is for the front. So thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial. Please, if you find this tutorial helpful, kindly give me a thumbs up and like and share. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please kindly subscribe, so that and you also hit the notification button so that whenever I upload new videos, you will get notified. I upload videos every week. Thank you so much guys for watching. Bye. See you in my next video. Bye.